Hey guys, this is Sweet Nightingale here, and I am here with an update. First of all, before we get started, I want to just ask you guys to just sit tight and really listen carefully to everything I have to say, because there's a lot that I want to cover in this update. It's probably going to be one that's going to be a little bit longer, so you may want to grab a drink or a snack and all that, but I do promise there's a rhyme and a reason to the madness. Just sit tight. I promise we will get there in the end. I am on my Sim Stories blog, which I will be talking more about this site later on in the update. But first of all, I do want to apologize for the giveaway. I still have Part 5's results to do, and then I have to do Part 6. As you guys know, I promised a 6-part pre-Sims 4 giveaway. Well, there's nothing pre about it anymore because Sims 4 has been out for a month now. Oh my goodness. Hard to believe, isn't it? But I feel bad because I've not gotten these things up in the time frame that I told you guys that I was going to do it. Life has just been very, very crazy. You know what? There's days where I would just love to just spend all of my time simming, but I can't, because I do have a family to take care of. I have Lions Club stuff to do, and just, other things in real life to do besides, besides Sims. So, sometimes the best laid plans of mice and men, you just can't help it. Earlier on in September, we went to Puerto Rico on vacation, and as a Lions Club related thing, we go to a leadership forum every year, or we try to go every year. Sometimes we can't. But this time it was in Puerto Rico, so we went and had an amazing, amazing time. But when we came back, we didn't really get a vacation from our vacation because we had to dive right back into things that we had to do, mostly Lions Club related. And I am in the middle of a writing project, which I will be talking about. So yeah, it's just been nuts. So I do apologize for the lateness of getting this stuff up, but I am going to put up Part 6 and I am going to do Part 5's results. So just bear with me. I promise it will be coming. Secondly, I do want to say that we are going to be doing Big Brother. Yes. I know I had several people asking, when are you going to put up Big Brother? When are you going to put up Big Brother? We want to see Big Brother. I know you guys do. And I am so sorry that I haven't gotten it up right yet. I am still putting the Sims together for it. And I have a couple more houses to look at. I will probably showcase the houses that you guys have built for me for it. And then we'll go ahead and pick and choose whichever house we're going to play in, and then I'll put the Sims together. But as I said, with my crazy life, I haven't really had the time to put it together, and I feel bad because I wanted to get this up and going, but I promise it is coming, it is coming, it is coming, it is coming. I promise. We're also going to be doing the Kidnap Challenge. But the reason I have not put that up yet is because I'm trying to figure out a way to disable Overwatch without actually taking the mod itself out of the game. Now, if you guys are familiar with the NROS mods, there's a mod called Overwatch, which basically, what this mod basically does, it does a few more things, but basically what it does is about 2 or 3 in the morning, it turns off all of the stereos that have been left on, and it gets rid of all of the cars that have piled up in the game that, that the game just puts there. They're always recreated, but just, every night it takes it out. And it kind of helps with lag and, so that the game runs a little bit smoother. But another thing it also does is if you have a trap sim somewhere, then what happens is it'll bring up a message in the right-hand side of the game. It'll say unroutable sim found, and it'll have the sim's name, and then it reroutes them, it resets them so that they're not stuck anymore. So, normally that's not a problem because it kind of helps with, with stuck Sims. But when you're trying to do a kidnap challenge and you have Sims locked up in your basement or your designated kidnap room, you don't want Overwatch kicking in and making all your Sims disappear, because then you have to do the work all over again, and it's it really defeats the purpose. So I'm trying to figure a way to actually disable the mod without actually having to take the mod file itself out every single time I want to record that episode. So but I'm still looking into it. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. If worse comes to worse, then the file will have to just be taken out and put back in each and every time for when I record that challenge. But if you guys have any idea how to actually disable it for your home lot, let me know, because I really would not like to have to take the file in and out all the time. We are also going to be finishing up the So You Think You Can Cook challenge, and my original plan was to do 5 rounds of 5 Sims for this, and then have the 5 Sims left from each round compete. But I really didn't get enough Sims to fill all 5 rounds. And honestly, you know, looking at the view counts, the series just isn't watched very much. So instead of doing the 5 rounds, I've decided we're going to cut it back to 3. I think that's probably going to be plenty, you know, just scale it back. And then the 3 remaining Sims from each round are going to compete, and then we'll crown a winner. You know, when I talk about the view counts, I really don't want to, I really don't want to make it sound like I'm whining. And I try to say it delicately because, you know, I understand about busy schedules. I totally understand that you can't always watch everything that you want to watch, and there's other things that you watch on YouTube and all that. But at my end, I also have to consider, okay, you know, what's the best use of my time, kind of thing. So I try to treat my channel like a television network. And if the show, I'm going to call each series a show, I guess. If the show isn't making it, like if the show isn't being viewed or you know, is faltering, then, you know, then it has to go and be replaced with other things. So that's kind of my philosophy on it. And you know, also I like to record stuff that I enjoy recording, because if I record something that I really don't enjoy recording, it filters down to you guys, and you guys can tell, like, oh, she doesn't really want to do this. I mean, you know, you can always tell. You know, you can always tell. So, you know, that's also something to consider, which is going to lead me into my next, topic. Again, earlier on, I put up a video on trimming the fat, because I had a lot of LPs going, and I had so many things going on that it was really, really hard to get an episode out to you guys for the next series in a timely manner. Sometimes there'd be time frames of like a week between episodes, or maybe even more. And, you know, heck, I mean, I understand you know, people lose interest. Like if it's not put out like every couple of days, you know, people lose interest. You know, the concentration isn't there. You got to kind of go back and rewatch the video to catch up. And, you know, people just don't have the time that they used to, you know, way back when, you know, in the day, you know, people are kind of meeting themselves, coming and going, and burning the, you know, the midnight candle at both ends. So, you know, I totally understand. I get it. So, again, you know, that's why we did that. But, and again, we're going to be doing some more trimming the fat. I'm going to be revamping my channel. Because, you know, again, even though I cut out a bunch of stuff, I still have too much going on, and it's still, you know, between, other things that I have to do, it's still kind of hard sometimes to get episodes out to you guys in those timely manners. And now with Sims 4 out, you know, that's again another series that I'm adding to the arsenal here. So, you know, some of the stuff is going to have to go, unfortunately. Now, before I announce what I'm going to be phasing out, I do want you guys to know that I do keep the save files. I do back everything up, and I do keep the save files, and I do keep all of the Sims that I make. And, you know, I do upload them to the exchange so that you guys can have them if you want them. So just because I end a series or put it on hiatus or whatever does not mean that you may not see the characters again. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And I know when I say I'm going to end a series, I know I get, oh, I'm going to miss that series. And I understand that. I really, really do. And sometimes I miss recording it. But, you know, time kind of sometimes has to move on. And again, you got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to be announcing a few things that I'm going to be fading out. We're going to be doing maybe a few more episodes of them, and then I will be fading it out. And you'll know that it's going to be the last part, because on that video I will be putting the finale or something like that. And I may even announce it again in future updates, because I tend to do that, because I tend to give you guys a lot of updates to tell you guys what's going on. So, but the series that are going to be eventually fading out, and I know that we've not really reached an end goal, but, you know, that happens sometimes. The Adam and Eve is going to be fading out. And again, with these series, we're going to be doing a few more episodes, and then I'll be putting on the finale. But Adam and Eve is going to be fading out, because I'll tell you what, that's like a long-going challenge that, you know, the whole thing in mind is to do 50 generations. And who's going to do an LP with 50 generations, honestly? Because with each generation, you put down one building in the one to two buildings in the world for each generation. But we'll be doing a few more of. And again, with all these series, as I said, we're going to do a few more episodes before I actually end it. I want to kind of have a good ending point to them. But Adam and Eve is going to be fading out. The 100 Baby Challenge is going to be fading out. And I'll tell you why. The 100 Baby Challenge has been around a long, long, long time, and I do like my character Ariel. I really do, and we will be seeing her again. I do promise we will be seeing her. But you know what? With the 100 Baby Challenge, it seems like everybody and their brother and their sister and their mom and dad and their aunt and uncle and their cat and their dog and their horse and their iguana are doing the 100 Baby Challenge. And I know I gave my character a backstory, but basically you're just popping out baby after baby after baby after baby after baby after baby. And, it's pretty much like the same thing over and over and over and over again. You get a really, really crazy household, especially if you have the mod where you can add more than 8 Sims to the household. But you do get a crazy active household. But, when you're just kind of popping, when all you do is like pop babies out, it gets a little boring. And frankly, I'm getting a little bored with it. And it's not as popular as it used to be. So the 100 Baby Challenge is going to be fading out. And again, Ariel is on the exchange. And, it's not going to be the last time we will be seeing Ariel. And you may even see her in one of my stories, which I will be talking about later on in this video. Let's see. So I said Adam and Eve. The 100 Baby Challenge is going to be fading out. The Starving Artist is going to be fading out because, again, all you kind of do is have her paint. And, until you make money. Even though our challenge is a little different because we have a ghost grandpa, but we'll do a few more episodes again, and I'll just kind of see how that goes. But eventually that's going to go. Also the homeless challenge. My intent was to try to get Pete up to 20,000 simoleons, but again, we're just having poor Pete do the same thing over and over and over again with upgrading the objects, sometimes with painting. So I'm thinking I may just try to get him up to 10,000 and then we'll end it. Or if we can't get him up to 10,000, or if I can find a good ending for that. And I know a lot of you like to see Pete get up to his hijinks and his antics and all that, but looking back on the view counts, it's probably one of my least watched challenges. So it's kind of, I guess it's kind of a niche thing. Like some of you guys really like Pete, and then other you guys just, it's not a challenge that you watch. So that's going to be fading out. So again, the Starving Artist, the Homeless Challenge, the Adam and Eve Challenge are going to be fading out. The 100 Baby Challenge is going to be fading out. So really what's going to be left, I'll just kind of tell you what's going to be left for Sims 3 for an ongoing challenge. And again, I mentioned the So You Think You Can Cook, which we will be finishing. And that's going to be a short-lived challenge. The Big Brother is going to be kind of a short challenge. I'm going to consider these like reality ones like mini-series because it's not really going to have a bunch of parts like a regular Let's Play would have, I think. So You Think You Can Cook is going to be a short one. Big Brother is going to be a short one. I'm going to be doing a Bachelorette challenge with my sim Lenora Atherton, which I will be talking about in a little bit. So those are going to be like short-lived challenges. The Bachelorette challenge is going to be coming up soon, as well as Big Brother, and then we will be finishing the So You Think You Can Cook. The Kidnap challenge is, again, probably going to be one of the more shorter ones because again you're kidnapping sims throughout the couple's lifetime and all that. So as soon as I can figure out what to do with Overwatch, that's gonna be coming up. So I do have some things on the make that that we do want to do. It's just I can only do just a little bit at a time. I can't it's overwhelming when I try to do like, I don't know, 8 series all at once. So, but anyway, what's going to be the long-term ones, I guess, that are going to be going on with Sims 3 is I've decided that I'm going to keep the Going Solo challenge going because it may not seem like a regular Let's Play, and it's really not, but it's one of those challenges that it's kind of laid back, and it really encompasses all of the expansion packs because what you're doing is you're concentrating on the one character throughout that one generation to try to get them their goal done. And you're playing in ways that you may not have played before because you're doing lifetime wishes that you may steer clear from. And you're, it's just going to give me a chance to just have different Sims in this series and, to use some of my store content that I sometimes don't use as often. So that's going to be a long-term challenge that's going to be going. Plus, I am writing that up in a story format, which I'm going to be talking about later on. I know I've said this several times with my stories, but that's going to be touched on in just a little bit. So I've decided that that's going to remain going. And that's going to be more of an all-encompassing, kind of more of a laid-back challenge. And this is going to give us a little break from the big families and stuff that we raise all the time, because if you watch a lot of the LPs, it's like, okay, the sim, boy meets girl, boy sim meets girl sim, boy sim proposes to girl sim, they get married, they have a bunch of kids, they live happily ever after until they die, then it's time to go on to the next generation, all that. So this just kind of gives us a little break from from just the normal gameplay, and it kind of gives us a little bit more of a twist and turn thing. And then the other one that's going to remain going for quite a while, I think, I still want to kind of keep this one going for however long, is I want to keep the love ship going, because I've chosen that one because it's more of an interactive challenge, because I've asked you guys to send me sims for that one, and I want to have Ella help a few more sims before we actually close that one out. And you guys can still keep sending me sims for that one and stuff. So the going solo challenge and the love ship challenge are going to be the main ones that are going to be going, plus some of the shorter ones like the cooking challenge and Big Brother and the Bachelorette challenge. So that's what's going to be going on for Sims 3. With Sims 2, we're going to keep our regular Sims 2 LP going, and this is the series that features Steve and Laura Fairchild with their new baby Stephanie. I was doing a Sims 2 Starving Artist, but I think I'm going to drop that one because it's been a while since I put up an episode of that one. I still have my sim in the neighborhood, and I think I had her in... Did I have her in Strange Town? I don't remember. But I'm just going to drop that challenge because, as I said, it's been a while between the episodes, and I don't think it was really being watched as much as my regular Sims 2, so that one's going to go. And then for Sims 4, we're going to do our regular Sims 4 LP, and I think I'm going to keep the Going Solo Challenge for Sims 4 going on. So really, for the long-term stuff going, we have 2 Sims 4 series going. We'll have 2 long-term Sims 3 things going. Once I fade out some of these others, and then for Sims 2, we'll have 1 series going. So we're still going to have quite a bit to watch. There's still going to be 5 series, plus any other short-term series that I may do. The special series that I'm going to also keep going is the house spotlights, the house showcase, the house review series. I do those for Sims 3, and I do want to do those for Sims 4. So if you guys have houses that are in the gallery that you want me to review, just pop me over an email and just tell me what to look for in the gallery, and I will try to get to it as much as we can. We will also have cast contests for different things as we need it. So there's going to be special things happening, but we're going to fade out some of these other things and just kind of really, really streamline things and just have, 2 Sims 4 things going on, 2 Sims 3 things going on, and 1 Sims 2 going on for long term, plus any of the other specials. And I know it's going to be a bit of a change, but, it just, for my own sanity and for you guys being able to keep up with the episodes and being able to, hopefully keep the interest level going and, being able to get it out to you guys in a timely manner. I think that's going to be a little bit more manageable for all of us in the long run. Now, our last thing that I want to talk about, and I know I introduced this website before we left for Puerto Rico. If you go on my channel and there's a little quickie video that I put up, the Introducing My Sims Stories blog, and I was listening to that video a while back ago, and man, did I sound really sleepy because I did it right before we left for the airport to go to Puerto Rico, and this is at 4 in the morning. And I am not a morning person, especially at 4 in the morning when the sun isn't even up yet, for God's sakes. Oh my gosh. But I do want to talk a little bit more about my Sims Stories blog. It's And I always include the link to this blog in the description of my videos. It's sweetnightingalesims.blogspot.com, and it's right here. And I will be adding to this. Right now I just kind of have the home post up that I've done. But as we can see over here, this is Lenora's Bachelorette Challenge. And what I'm doing is for this, I'll just kind of give you a little glimpse of it. If you go on here, you can read what I'm doing. And these are the parts that I have up right now. I'm still writing her prologue, which is basically her backstory. What I will do is I did a featured household on her, on Lenora when I created her, and I explained about her backstory, and I will try to find that video and link it into the description so that you guys can watch that. Right now I have her in Riverview. She was also featured on my So You Think You Can Cook challenge, so you can get a glimpse of her. And if you go to Piazza Girls blog, let me just bring that up here just a moment. Let's see, we'll just... Okay, this was a forum post that I had here. All right, so I'll just bring it up in the window here. Oops, type it in wrong here. Okay, Piazza Girls Going Solo Story.blogspot.com. Okay, so if you go to Piazza Girls blog, this is another one of my subscribers. This is my friend Piazza Girl, and it's taking a minute for her pictures to load. Sometimes that happens, but she has a few stories up on hers, and Lenora was also featured in Caleb's Bachelor. Lenora was also featured in Caleb's Bachelor story, right here. She's got, she's got the different parts here listed, but, obviously Lenora didn't win, but she came in 4th place. So I was real proud of her that she got as far as she did. She kind of flew under the radar and practiced magic a lot, but, she really didn't get into too many of the cat fights that some of the other girl Sims did, which is, quite great. They voted her Miss Congeniality. So, but, we'll be learning a little bit more about Lenora, but you can see Lenora in my So You Think You Can Cook challenge. You can go to Piazza Girls blog and look at her there. And then she's also going to be featured in my in her Bachelorette challenge. And if you, again, look at the parts here, I'm writing up her prologue. Now, I did not ask for Sims for this, and please don't get mad at me, you guys, but I know with other challenges I've asked you guys to submit me Sims, but I've just gone to a few of my Going Solo challenge friends and asked for some of their side characters to participate, because what we do is sometimes we will share sometimes the stories will intertwine with each other. Like, for instance, my story intertwined with Piazza Girls because she used Lenora in her challenge, and then we're going to see Caleb and his new wife in for a little bit in my story. So they do kind of intertwine. So I kind of wanted to keep the continuity there, but it's still going to be entertaining. We're going to have a really great diversity of Sims, and that's going to be up soon. I'm still working on putting up her prologue and stuff, and and then I'm putting all that stuff together. So be on the lookout for that if you want to see a Bachelorette challenge. It's going to be pretty much a hands-off challenge, which, when you leave Sims to their own devices and stuff, it's pretty entertaining. It can really crack you up. So it's going to be kind of a humorous challenge, and yet, hopefully we're going to be able to find love for our lonely Bachelorette Sim. And then also, if you look over here, this is the Going Solo challenge that I'm doing for Sims 3. Let's see. This is, for example, this is her chapter 2 that I put up the last time that I did this, what I do is I take screenshots to support the story a little bit. So that's pretty much what I do on the blog. I will be adding more stories. And, just because you may see some of these LPs ending doesn't mean that, the characters are going to go away, because I keep the game file, the save game file, and so it's going to allow me to, to write quite a few more stories. So be checking, follow this blog, because I plan to update it regularly, and you guys can, kind of read some of my writing a little bit. You guys like my backstories that I create for my Sims, and so hopefully you guys will equally enjoy what I write as much as you enjoy my my LPs. So those are some of the things that are going to be coming up, and but check out my blog. It's always included in the description on every video. And then also my last thing that I want to talk about is my website, and it really, really needs an overhaul. I've been so bad at updating this thing. I don't know the last time I even updated this thing. It's pretty old information, but some of the things that I have in the work is to update this website, and also to use my Facebook and Twitter a lot more, so that you guys can kind of know what's going on if you do. I've just been really bad at the social networking thing lately. Sometimes I don't really get on as much, but I really need to make a point of using it a little bit more often, so that you guys can be updated on things as they come, and so that I can actually get on the stick and update you guys as things come. So some exciting things happening, some kind of bittersweet things happening. Whoops, that's the forum post that I was on. This tab that I clicked on, we have a really nice community in the forum, the Going Solo community, and that is where I got the idea to do this challenge. Thank you, Piazza Girl. But it's a nice little community. People, I'm like the only LP, I think that, oh boy. I think I'm the only one that has been doing an LP on this Going Solo challenge, but there's a lot of folks over there that have some really, really, really great stories that they're writing. So you can search for the Going Solo thread, and then have some really great stories to read if you want to, along with mine. But some bittersweet things that are happening, some exciting things that are happening. It's just, to try to cut down on some of the insanity, stop the insanity. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know it's probably going to get some mixed reviews, and I know I can't please everybody. I try to please everybody, but I know in reality that I cannot. So, but yeah, I hope you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from a little bit. So, all right, I am going to stop here now that I have rattled my mouth off for I don't know how long. So you guys have a fantastic day, and be on the lookout for the giveaways and the start of these nice new challenges, and the ending of some nice ones that we've done. So, all right, have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.